Come to sitting at the front of your support in Vajrasana. Do your strap up so that it is around the widest part of your calves and tighten it so that it is firm. Place your hands on the soles of your feet and slowly lie back until you are lying on your bolster. Strongly roll your top buttocks flesh towards the backs of your knees, lengthening your sacrum and coccyx. Move your pubic bone up towards your navel. Exhale your arms out to the side of your body, about 4 feet away, with your palms facing upwards. Connect to your breath. Once here in the full pose, realign yourself. Press your inner ankles into your outer buttocks. Press your knees in toward one another and down to the floor. Keep lengthening the top buttocks flesh towards the back of your knees and your pubic bone up towards your lower sternum. Lift your inner thighs to your inner groins while simultaneously rolling them down to the floor. Press the inside blades of both scapula into the back of your rib cage while softening your lower sternum and front lower ribs down into the body. This pose is a wonderful stretch for the quadriceps, groins, and psoas. It increases elasticity in the lung tissue and is an excellent preparation for back bending poses. It helps to stretch the digestive organs, relieving indigestion and flatulence, as well as toning the reproductive organs. Inhale the breath up your back spine to your C7 joint for 4 counts. Exhale your breath down your front spine to your sacrum for 4 counts. Inhale the breath up your back spine to your C7 joint. Exhale your breath down your front spine to your sacrum. Continue this breath practice throughout the pose, following the breath with great intimacy. To come out of the pose, bring your hands onto your feet. Move your chin into your chest and press yourself up to sitting. Undo your strap, straighten your legs one by one, and come to sitting in Dandasana. Kapalabhati pranayama, frontal brain cleansing breath. Begin this pose in a comfortable sitting position. Have the backs of your hands resting lightly on your thighs. Your fingers and thumbs are connected in a circle, creating Shin Mudra. Ensure your back is straight, shoulders are relaxed and rolled back. Chin is parallel to the floor. Kapalabhati is a pumping exercise in which the abdomen muscles are forcefully contracted on the exhalation and followed by a relaxing of the abdomen muscles to produce a passive inhalation. The breathing is done only through the nose, and the instructions are in the sound of 1 on the exhalation and 2 on the inhalation. So now, in preparation of the first round, we take 2 deep breaths. So inhale deeply and exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale deeply, ready for the first round of pumpings, and begin. Handu, 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 and exhale completely. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now inhale a comfortable breath, 3/4 of the lung capacity, and retain the breath comfortably. Now exhale completely. And inhale. Exhale. Continue to focus on the breath, becoming aware of the effects this practice has on the body and mind. Bring your left hand into Chin Mudra. The right hand is in Vishnu Mudra. Take a couple of deep breaths first, so you're inhaling deeply and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. Close the right nostril off with the thumb. Inhale through the left nostril. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6. Retain the breath for 24. Just mentally count the numbers and focus here on the Ajna chakra, the point above and between the eyebrows. Exhale through the right. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7, Om 8, Om 9, Om 10, Om 11, Om 12. Inhale right. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6. Retain the breath. Exhale left. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7, Om 8, Om 9, Om 10, Om 11, Om 12. Inhale left. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6. Retain the breath for 24. Exhale right. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7, Om 8, Om 9, Om 10, Om 11, Om 12. Inhale right. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6. Retain the breath. Make each exhalation as long and steady as possible, keeping the focus on the exhalation as you now exhale left. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7, Om 8, Om 9, Om 10, Om 11, Om 12. Inhale left. Retain. Exhale right. Inhale right. Retain. This is your last retention. Keep the body still and the mind quiet. Exhale left. Gently lower the hand. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Continue to focus on the breath, becoming aware of the effects this practice has on the body and mind. Uttana shishosana, extended puppy pose. Begin by sitting in vajrasana. Exhaling, lift your buttocks away from your heels, reaching your hands to the front of the mat. Rest your forehead on the floor with your thighs vertical, hips in line with your knees, buttocks high. Spread from your big toe mounds out to the little toe sides of your feet. Press your shin bones down and draw your outer calves firmly onto your outside shins. Extend up through the backs of your thighs so that your sitting bones are high. Endeavor to move your chest as close to the floor as possible whilst maintaining the extension along the arms. Open your palms and keep your fingers stretched wide, feeling that the contact with the floor is even through both hands. Here, awareness as to how to lift the sitting bones is gained without strain to the hamstrings. There is a deep stretch in the side chest, shoulders, and upper arms. With the forehead resting on the ground, this movement is rejuvenating for the brain. It is a very beneficial alternative to downward dog for both beginners and the experienced alike. On your next inhalation, slowly lift your torso and head to walk your hands in towards your knees. Moving mindfully back now to sit in vajrasana with your coccyx and the crown of your head in line. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Start by kneeling on your knees in vajrasana. Place your hands mindfully onto your mat with your fingers evenly spread. Tuck your toes underneath, lift your sitting bones and allow them to pull you up and back into downward facing dog. Once you are in downward facing dog, establish a long, smooth and even breath. Inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4. Now focus your mind on the following points. Draw a clear line of energy from the middle of your armpits, down your arms and into your palms. Press your thumb and index finger joints firmly into your mat, spreading and energizing your fingers evenly. Now lengthen the sides of your neck, moving the crown of your head down toward the floor. Move your scapula away from your ears and press your deltoids into your scapula. Turn your ischium bones upward and spread your buttocks sideways away from one another. Move your pelvis into a dog tilt position and press the top of your thighs firmly onto your femur bones, creating length and spaciousness in the spine. Check that your feet are straight, your toes are spread evenly, and your heels are descending down toward the floor. Breathe here, feeling the whole body being stretched and open. Notice your prana or life force flowing through your body. Notice any points of resistance, breathing into them deeply. In downward facing dog, the head is lower than the heart. This allows the brain to be bathed in blood, calming the brain and gently stimulating the nerves. It checks heavy menstrual flow and helps to prevent hot flushes during menopause. On a purely physical level, downward facing dog stretches the entire back body, especially the arms, shoulders, hips, hamstrings, calves, and Achilles tendons. Exhale. Come down onto your hands and knees and quietly bring yourself to kneeling in vajrasana. Connect to your breath and come in to this present moment. Urdhva Ekapada Bhujasana. Kneeling alternate arm and leg lifts. Begin by sitting on the heels in vajrasana. On an inhalation, come to your hands and knees. Have your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Be here for a moment with a neutral spine. Inhale now and lift your left leg up to hip height and your right arm up to shoulder height. Ensure that your right arm and your left leg are straight. Exhale and lower the arm and leg down. Come into the other side. Gracefully now lifting your right leg to hip height and your left arm to shoulder height. Exhale, release the arm and the leg down. Inhale, repeat again on each side. Keep your belly button moving up toward your spine. Roll the raised legged hip down. Keep the raised leg and arm in toward your center line. Exhale down and repeat on the left. Remember to keep your breath flowing while feeling the energy from your fingertips all the way to your toes. Exhale down. And repeat one more time now on each side. In this pose, the buttocks and hamstrings are toned and strengthened, and all your core muscles are strengthened also. The core muscles are key for good balance and lower back support. Because of this strengthening in the core, fat is trimmed from the waist. Keep your throat soft. Keep your mind soft. Exhale down now. And come to sitting again in vajrasana. Surya namaskar. Sun salutations with mantra. Stand at the front of your mat with your shoulders relaxed. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Inhale deeply and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale deeply, ready to begin. Inhale. Exhale, prayer position. Inhale, stretch up and arch back. Exhale, forward and down, head to knees. Inhale the right leg back, knee down and look up. Retain the breath. Bring the left leg back, the body flat. Exhale, drop the knees, chest and forehead. Inhale, sliding forward, head up, chest up. Exhale, curl the toes underneath. Hips up, downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot forward between the hands. Exhale the left foot forward, head to knees. Inhale, stretch forward, up and back. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, prayer position. Inhale, stretch up and arch back. Exhale, forward and down, head to the knees. Inhale the left leg back, knee down and look up. Retain the breath, then bring the right leg back, body flat. Exhale, drop the knees, chest and forehead. Inhale, sliding forward, head up, chest up. Exhale, tuck the toes underneath, hips up, downward facing dog. Inhale the left foot forward between the hands, the right knee down. Exhale the right foot forward, head to the knees. Inhale, stretch forward, up and back. Exhale, release. Om Mitraya Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suraya Namaha. Om Banave Namaha. Om Kaya Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha. Om Maridhyaya Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Akaya Namaha. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. Om Mitraya Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suraya Namaha. Om Banave Namaha. Om Kaya Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha. Om Maridhyaya Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Akaya Namaha. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. Om Mitraya Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suraya Namaha. Om Banave Namaha. Om Kaya Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha. Om Maridhyaya Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Akaya Namaha. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. Om Mitraya Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suraya Namaha. Om Banave Namaha. Om Kaya Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha. Om Maridhyaya Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Akaya Namaha. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. Om Mitraya Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suraya Namaha. Om Banave Namaha. Om Kaya Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha. Om Maridhyaya Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Akaya Namaha. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. Om Mitraya Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suraya Namaha. Om Banave Namaha. Om Kaya Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha. Om Maridhyaya Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Akaya Namaha. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. Om Mitraya Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suraya Namaha. Om Banave Namaha. Om Kaya Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha.
Om Marityaya Namaha, Om Savitre Namaha, Om Makaya Namaha, Om Bhaskaraya Namaha, Om Mitraya Namaha, Om Ravaye Namaha, Om Suraya Namaha, Om Banave Namaha, Om Kaya Namaha, Om Pushne Namaha, Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha, Om Marichaye Namaha, Om Marityaya Namaha, Om Savitre Namaha, Om Makaya Namaha, Om Bhaskaraya Namaha, Om Mitraya, Om Ravaye, Om Suraya, Om Banave, Om Kaya, Om Pushne, Om Hiranyagarbha, Om Marichaye, Om Marityaya, Om Savitre, Om Makaya, Om Bhaskaraya, Om Mitraya, Om Ravaye, Om Suraya, Om Banave, Om Kagaya, Om Pushne, Om Hiranyagarbha, Om Marichaye, Om Marityaya, Om Savitre, Om Makaya, Om Bhaskaraya, Om Mitraya, Om Ravaye, Om Suraya, Om Banave, Om Kagaya, Om Pushne, Om Hiranyagarbha, Om Marichaye, Om Marityaya, Om Savitre, Om Makaya, Om Bhaskaraya, Om Mitraya, Om Ravaye, Om Suraya, Om Banave, Om Kagaya, Om Pushne, Om Hiranyagarbha, Om Marichaye, Om Marityaya, Om Savitre, Om Makaya, Om Bhaskaraya.
And quietly bring your feet to hip-width apart and take a few long, deep inhalations and exhalations, feeling the effects of this asana throughout your body-mind. Urdhva Adho Adha Prasarita Padasana. Upward downward half extended leg pose. Begin by lying on your back in Savasana with your arms relaxed at your sides. Inhale, bend your knees into your chest and bring your arms down by your sides with your palms on the floor. Exhale your feet down to the floor. Inhale your knees to your chest. Exhale your feet down. Inhale your knees up. Keep repeating this movement, allowing your body and breath to be synchronized. As you move your legs up and down, keep your lower back lengthening down onto the floor. Keep your pubic bone moving up towards your navel and your navel moving back towards your spine. Keep your face soft and your breath flowing. This pose tones the abdominal muscles and strengthens the lower back. It massages the abdominal organs, increasing digestive function, and it relieves flatulence and gastric issues. Repeat one last time, exhaling your feet down, inhaling your feet up. Release your legs down to the floor, one by one. Take your arms out to your sides and rest here with your legs rolled out and the backs of your palms on the floor in Savasana. Paripurna Navasana, boat pose with legs bent. Begin this pose by sitting on your mat with your knees bent and your feet on the floor. Exhale, and holding on to your knees, lean back until your arms are straight. Inhale, holding on to the backs of your knees, lift your shins and feet off the floor until they are parallel with your knees. Keeping your thighs and abdomen close together, exhale and straighten your arms so they are in line with your shoulders and your palms are facing one another. In this pose, you need to keep moving your thighs and abdomen in towards one another. Broaden the spines of the scapula away from one another and down towards the sacrum to encourage the sternum to lift. These actions will keep your heart chakra open at the front as well as the back. Exhale now, lower your legs and come back to sitting, hugging your knees. Rest here, allowing the breath to become long again. We will repeat this pose 2 more times. Exhale now and lean back until your arms are straight. Inhale, lift your shins and feet off the floor until they are parallel with your knees. Exhale and straighten your arms. Boat pose improves blood circulation in the abdomen and tones the abdominal muscles and organs. It relieves indigestion and flatulence, it tones the kidneys, and it strengthens the spinal muscles. Keep the breath smooth, your face relaxed, and the front of your throat soft. Exhale, lower your legs and come back to sitting, hugging your knees. Allow your breath to wash your mind clean. Repeat 1 last time. Exhale and lean back until your arms are straight. Inhale, lift your shins and feet off the floor until they are parallel with your knees. Exhale and straighten your arms. Boat pose is also a balance pose. To help with your balance, keep your gaze soft and fixed on something in front of you. Quieten your mind by focusing on your breath and letting the thoughts pass by. Exhale, lower your legs and come back to sitting, hugging your knees. Lift your buttocks and reach your hands to the floor towards the front of the mat. Place your forearms on the floor and interlace your fingers, elbows in line with your armpits. Tucking your toes towards your knees, straighten one leg and then the other. The distance between your feet and elbows needs to be such that your buttocks are not elevated higher than your head. Keep your breath flowing smoothly whilst observing the following. Press your outer wrists and inner forearms firmly down, simultaneously rolling your elbows in. Releasing, bend your knees and move quietly to sit in vajrasana. In this movement, the arms, shoulders, abdomen, and legs are strengthened. It is an effective preparation for headstand due to the intelligence that is gained through the arms. Adho Uttanasana, half standing forward bend with elbows on the wall. Begin in Tadasana, facing the wall. Take your forearms and little fingers to the wall with your palms together. Walk your feet back until you are maximum length through your upper arms and the sides of your trunk. This will open your armpits. Adjust your feet so that they are hip distance apart and directly underneath your hips. Have the backs of your heels in line with your sitting bones and press down through all 4 corners of your feet. Lift your back thighs up to enable your sitting bones to lift and spread, your spine to lengthen, and your coccyx and the crown of your head to come into line. Simultaneously lift your shin bones and quadriceps. Cut your inner thighs back as you squeeze your outer upper thigh bones in. Feel your forearms even and firm to the wall. Move your elbows in and notice how this action helps create space across the tops of your shoulders. Now lift the base of your neck, your C7 to be precise, to gain even more width across the top of your shoulder girdle, but be sure you are still rolling your elbows in. To come up, bend your knees, inhale, and step 1 foot forward, mindfully back now to Tadasana. Here the upper arms, shoulders and neck have gained more space, whilst the spine and hamstrings have been lengthened. Begin this pose by kneeling in Vajrasana. From kneeling, take the end of your mat and fold it over so that you have enough padding for your head and a flat surface for your arms. Place your elbows onto your mat and clasp the inside of your elbows with your opposite hands. Let go of your hands and interlace your fingers so that your hands form a cup. The fingers are interlaced right to their base, but not locked, and the thumb pads are touching. Allow your ulnar wrist bones to descend down as you place the top of your head on the floor so that the back of the head touches your cupped palms. Now straighten your legs, walk your feet in, and quietly lift both legs up to vertical. Have your toes pointing towards the ceiling and your inner thighs, inner knees, and big toe mounds touching. Breathe here, allowing the body, mind, and breath to reorientate to being upside down. Press both wrist bones evenly and clearly into the mat, but not so intensely that the top of the head begins to lift up as opposed to softening down. The hands, wrists, lower arms, and elbows are only there to help maintain the balance. Elongate the armpits, stretching the biceps and deltoids upwards. This action will move the upper arms until they are almost vertical. Lifting the upper arms may tend to throw your weight into the front body. To avoid this, and to keep the bones stacking, move the armpits and the upper ribs forward while simultaneously moving the lower ribs and lumbar spine backwards. Move your lower abdominals in towards your spine by moving your pubic bone towards your navel. At the same time, lengthen your sacrum up towards your heels by moving the back face of your sacrum to the front face of your sacrum. To help find lift out of the pelvis and lightness in the legs, move the trochanter bones in towards one another and constrict the adductors onto the inner thigh bones. The trochanter bones are a bony protrusion on the very top outer thigh bones. The adductors are a group of muscles that move the legs in towards the midline. Parivrtta Shirsasana, Revolved Headstand. Before you twist, become aware of the line from the crown of your head to your pelvic floor. Using this line as your axis of rotation, Move your right shoulder blade onto the back of your rib cage and hold it there as you exhale and rotate your hips, legs, and feet towards your right. Keep moving your right deltoid and triceps muscles forward. These actions will keep your right armpit in line with the right elbow. Exhale now and bring yourself back to center. Steady yourself here, aligning your physical body and balancing your breath. Inhale, exhale, and mindfully turn your hips, legs, and feet towards your left. Keep your body on its central axis by not allowing the legs to be too far forward or too far behind you. Exhale, and with grace, bring your body now back to center. From here, bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet together as in Baddha Konasana. Bring your heels close to your pubic bone. Exhale, move your heels away from one another and straighten your legs as far as they will go out to the sides. Inhale and bring your legs back to center with your toes pointing towards the sky. Have your legs straight with your outer thighs moving forward and your inner thighs moving backwards. Move your outer shin bones diagonally towards your big toe mounds and lift your kneecaps towards your pelvis to open and stretch the backs of the knees. Have your big toe mounds touching. Broaden the soles of the feet by stretching your big toe mounds and little toe mounds away from one another and moving your heel bones away from the balls of your feet. Have the balls of the feet stretching up towards the sky to help encourage the lift in the rest of the body. Keep your face, eyes, and throat soft. Ensure that the texture of the breath is long, smooth, and even. Remember that the breath is the gateway to the spirit. If the breath is smooth, then the body can find stillness and the mind can find quietness, allowing the witness of self to arise. It is when these aspects of self integrate and ultimately fall away that we experience our bliss body, the radiant core where oneness is experienced and unconditional love is felt. Headstand is one of the most important yogic asanas, and along with shoulder stand it should be practiced every day. It flushes the brain cells with a rejuvenating supply of blood, helping to increase mental clarity and concentration span. When practiced in conjunction with shoulder stand and seated forward bend, it alleviates insomnia. Flushing the brain with blood also improves the functioning of the hypothalamus and pituitary glands. The hormones that the pituitary gland secretes helps to control the following bodily processes: growth, blood pressure, some aspects of pregnancy and childbirth, breast milk production, sex organ function, thyroid gland function, metabolism, water and osmolarity regulation in the body, the absorption of water into the kidneys, and temperature regulation. The hypothalamus controls the pituitary, telling it when to and how much hormone to release. As this is a type of inversion, all the organs of the body are upside down. This relieves the pressure on the organs that sit in the lower abdomen, particularly the bowel, small intestines, reproductive and excretory organs, giving them space and creating a flushing effect. This flushing effect helps to improve function and flush out built-up toxins. On a purely physical level, shishosana strengthens the arms, legs, and spine and tones the abdominals. On your next exhalation, slowly bring both legs together down until the balls of your feet come to rest on the floor. Bend your knees and bring your forehead onto the floor to rest in child's pose for a few breaths. Now roll up through your spine, coming to sit on your heels in vajrasana, noticing the effects of the pose on your mind, body, and emotions. Skanda parivrita, shoulder rotation. Begin by standing tall and steady in Tadasana. Whilst practicing flowing shoulder shrug, synchronize your breath with the movement by inhaling as you lift your shoulders and exhaling to descend your shoulders. Starting now, inhale shoulders up, exhale back and down. And again, shoulders up, back, and down. Repeat 2 more times, flowing with your breath. Shoulders up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. Now rotating your shoulders the other way. Back, up, forward, and down. Repeat 3 more times. Flowing shoulder shrug will help to relax tense or tight shoulders. This simple movement also teaches one how to coordinate the flow of the breath with the actions of the body. When finished, stand quietly in Tadasana for a few more breaths. Adho Uttanasana, half standing forward bend with hands on the wall. Begin by standing in Tadasana, facing the wall. Press all 4 corners of your feet into the mat. Now place your hands mindfully on the wall at hip height with the fingers spread. Step back with your feet hip-width apart and lower your torso until you come into a flat back position, keeping your ears in line with your upper arms. Press the big toe mound, little toe mound, inner heel and outer heel down into the floor. Move the outer calf muscles back and press the top of the shin bone down into the heel to open up the backs of the knees. Move both sides of your pubic bone back, move your inner thighs back and your outer thighs back. These actions will press the top of the front thigh onto the thigh bone and lengthen the lower back. Press your index finger and thumb mound firmly into the wall. Move the inside blade of your scapula down your spine towards your ischium bones. Press the bottom tip of your scapula into the back rib cage and lift the lower sternum into the diaphragm so that the front and back of the body are even of length. Move the inside blade of your scapula down your spine towards your ischium bones. Press the bottom tip of your scapula into the back rib cage and lift the lower sternum into the diaphragm so that the front and back body are of even length. Take long, smooth, and even breaths here. This pose increases flexibility in the front chest and armpit area and builds strength in the back chest and shoulders. This helps to relieve tension in the shoulders built up from stress and helps to increase lung capacity. As the body is coming forward over the legs, the hamstring muscles are being lengthened while the quadriceps are being strengthened. To come out of the pose, bend your knees, step your feet towards the wall, and bring your body to upright. Bring your hands by your sides and stand here in Tadasana, breathing naturally. Adho Mukha Vrksasana, half handstand on the wall. Begin by kneeling in vajrasana with your hands on your thighs and your toes touching the wall. Exhale and place your hands on the mat directly under your shoulders with your fingers spread. Tuck your toes underneath and straighten your legs, coming into a short downward facing dog. Bend your left knee and place your foot on the wall at hip height, followed by your right. Press your heels into the wall and straighten your legs. Allow your hands to descend evenly. Move your armpits towards the wall. Move your lower rib cage into the body. Keep your legs straight and press your feet into the wall. This movement is practiced in preparation for full handstand against the wall. It builds upper body strength and helps one gain confidence in being upside down. To come down, bend your right knee and bring your left foot onto the mat followed by your right. Place your shins flat on the mat and again come to kneeling in Vajrasana with your hands on your thighs. This movement can be practiced repeatedly in one session, either consecutively or dispersed throughout. Adho Mukha Vrksasana. Handstand against the wall with alternate kick-ups. Start by kneeling on your knees in Vajrasana facing the wall. Inhale and come forward onto your hands and knees. Place your hands mindfully onto your mat 3 inches away from the wall with your fingers evenly spread. Tuck your toes underneath, lift your sitting bones and allow them to pull you up and back into downward facing dog. Walk your feet in until your shoulders are over your hands and your ischium bones are lifted directly up toward the sky. Pause here for a moment, breathing naturally. Spread your fingers evenly, making a straight line from your inner armpits to your thumb and index finger. Lift your ischium bones and energize your legs. Lift your right leg, bend your left leg, and kick up so that your heels come onto the wall. Keep the back of your neck long, gazing straight ahead. To come down, lower the right leg down, followed by the left until your feet are on the floor. Again, walk your feet in until your shoulders are over your hands and your ischium bones are lifted directly up toward the sky. Lift your left leg, bend your right leg, and kick up so that your heels come onto the wall. Keep the back of your neck long, gazing straight ahead, keeping your throat, face, and eyes soft. Exhale, lower the left leg down, followed by the right until your feet are on the floor. Repeat 3 more times on each leg. Kick up on the exhalation, pause, and stretch up on your inhalation. Come down on your exhalation. Inhale, prepare again. Allow the breath to initiate the movement. If you are getting out of breath, pause for longer once you are down. This variation of handstand raises the heart rate, increasing lung capacity and cardiovascular fitness. After you come down from your last handstand, stay with your head down, coming to rest in Uttanasana with your fingertips on the floor. Breathe here, allowing the upper body to soften. Bend the knees and roll up through the spine and come back to standing in Tadasana. Adho Mukha Vrksasana. Handstand with fingers facing in towards one another. Have the narrow end of your mat against a wall and sit in vajrasana. From vajrasana, lean forward and place your hands on the floor close to the wall with your fingers facing in. Tuck your toes towards your knees and check that your wrists are in line with your armpits. Press firmly down through your hands and with your arms straight, lift your legs and hips high. Walk one foot in a little, lift the other leg and kick up into handstand. Once you're up, bring your awareness back to the base of this movement. Press strongly through your hands and keep your arms absolutely straight. Have your neck long and soft, front body to back body. Now reach your heels high, grow a little. On your next exhalation, come down, bend your knees, buttocks to heels, and rest your arms alongside your trunk with your palms facing up for a few moments. Inhale and quietly sit in vajrasana. From vajrasana, lean forward and place your hands on the floor close to the wall with your fingers facing out. Spread your fingers wide and stretch your thumbs to the sides of your mat. Tuck your toes and stretch your legs. Step your left foot in and, leading with your right leg, kick up into handstand. Adjust your legs to the center if need be. With your heels facing against the wall, draw your big toes together and open wide across the balls of your feet. Exhale down. Bend your knees, buttocks to heels, and forearms onto the floor, palms facing up. Curl your arms back, palms still facing up. Inhale and sit quietly in vajrasana. From vajrasana, lean forward and place your hands on the floor close to the wall with your fingers facing your knees. Spread your fingers wide and stretch your thumbs to the sides of your mat. Tuck your toes and stretch your legs. Step your left foot in and, leading with your right leg, kick up into handstand. With your heels facing against the wall, draw your big toes together and open wide across the balls of your feet. Exhale down. Bend your knees, buttocks to heels, and forearms onto the floor, palms facing up. Curl your arms back, palms still facing up. Inhale and sit quietly in vajrasana. By placing the hands in various positions for handstand, the wrists are strengthened and made more flexible. Trying methods that are different to the normal process enables the mind to become more adaptable in unfamiliar situations and in challenging experiences. Uttana Namaste. Extended prayer. Begin by standing in Tadasana. Press all four corners of your feet evenly into the floor as you firm your kneecaps and lift your front and back thighs up. Draw your navel in as you lengthen your coccyx down and raise the crown of your head. Establish smooth, flowing inhalations and exhalations. It is important that you maintain the integrity of Tadasana throughout this movement. Inhale, both arms to shoulder height. Exhale, draw your forearms and palms together, keeping your elbows in line with your armpits. Create an even connection along your forearms with your palms melting into one another. With your elbows lifted, descend your shoulders as you lengthen your neck and draw the base of your skull back. Observing body and breath, notice if the Tadasana feeling is still with you. If it has dissipated, then quietly make any adjustments required, without losing the extended prayer position of your arms, shoulders, neck, and head. This movement will stretch and strengthen the muscles of the scapular stabilization, particularly the trapeziums, biceps, and the triceps muscles. Breathe here. Releasing, inhale your arms out and exhale down to Tadasana. Vajrasana 1, Warrior 1, with the wall and blocks. For this pose, you will need a wall and 2 blocks. Begin by standing strong and steady in Tadasana, facing the wall. Have the block on your right side close to the wall and the block on your left towards the back of your mat. Pick up the block that is on your right side. Step your right leg forward towards the wall and your left leg back away from the wall. Place the block so the one short end is on the wall and the other short end is under your right kneecap. Your right leg will now be at a 90-degree angle and supported by the block. Now take the other block on the left side of your mat and place it at the bottom of your left thigh, just above your knee. This block will help support the back leg, allowing you to deepen into the pose with greater ease. Good, now bring your fingertips onto the wall at shoulder height and gaze straight ahead. Allow your left heel to extend backwards. Move your left outer shin bone inwards. Roll your left inner thigh up toward the ceiling. Check, are both your frontal hip bones parallel to the wall? If not, what do you need to do to make this happen? Is your tailbone pointing directly towards the floor? What adjustments do you need to make today to make this happen? Move your pubic bone towards your navel to help create length in your lower back. Allow all 4 corners of your right foot to descend downwards into the floor. If you feel stable, inhale your arms skywards for the last few moments in the pose. Be here now in the full extension of Warrior 1. To come out of the pose, exhale your hands onto your hips. Remove the block under your right knee and place it beside your mat. Bring your hands back onto the wall and use it to support you as you step your feet back together. Change over your block so the left hand block is closer to the wall and your right hand block is towards the back of your mat. Stand on your mat again in Tadasana, facing the wall, connecting to your breath. Now step your left leg forward and your right leg back, and place the short end of the block under your left knee this time. Take the block on your right side now and place it at the bottom of your right thigh just above your knee. When you feel that the blocks are in a comfortable and supportive place, bring your hands onto the wall at shoulder height and gaze straight ahead. Connect to your breath, breathing into the stillness of all that there is. Check the alignment of your hips and your tailbone. Using the blocks for support in the pose allows one to feel the full depth and opening of the pose without strain. It also allows the practitioner time to explore the body deeply in this shape, allowing space for connection to the being of the pose. This pose is named after Virabhadra, the great warrior sage. It invokes inner strength, calmness, and clarity. If you feel steady, inhale your arms skyward, allowing your body to fill the shape that you are in. To come out, exhale your hands onto your hips. Remove the block under your left knee and place it beside your mat. Bring your hands back onto the wall and use it to support you as you step your feet back together. Stand in Tadasana facing the wall, connecting your feet to the earth and the crown of your head to the sky. Virabhadrasana 3. Warrior 3, with foot on a wall and hands on a chair. For this variation of Warrior 3, you will need a wall and a chair. Have your mat next to the wall and your chair at the front of your mat. Begin by standing strong and steady in Tadasana on your mat close to your chair. Inhale and place your palms flat on your chair, shoulder width apart, with your fingertips spread. Exhale and walk your feet back until your trunk and legs form a 90-degree angle. Breathe here. In this position, the front and back body want to be of even length. The lower ribcage and abdomen lift upward to gain maximum extension from your pubic bone to your collarbone notches. Maintaining your front body, descend through both your feet evenly. Extend your buttock bones backwards to gain maximum extension from your sacrum to your C7 joint. Root down through your right inner heel and big toe mound as you inhale your left leg up until it is level with your trunk. Place your left foot on the wall with your toes pointing downwards. Be here in the pose, focusing your mind on the following points. Are both your palms pressing on the chair evenly? If they aren't, you will create an imbalance through your shoulders. Roll your left hip down until both frontal hip bones point evenly to the floor. Move your right outer hip back towards the wall behind you so that both side waists are of even length. Continue to create length through your spine by pressing your left foot into the wall and moving the crown of your head towards your chair. Quietly, exhale your left foot back down onto your mat to join your right foot. Connect to your breath. Extend your spine and ground down through both your feet. Inhale, ground down through your left foot and mindfully lift your right leg this time. Once your leg is level with your trunk, place your right foot on the wall with all your toes pointing downward. This movement is excellent for toning the legs and buttocks and creating strength and a sense of groundedness. It tones the abdominals and spine, creating length in the core stabilizers, which gives one a sense of balance and poise. It teaches the practitioner how to stand firmly on the soles of the feet, improving one's posture. The use of the props will help to better manage any imbalances in the body. Balance in the body helps to create more balance in the mind and emotions. Allow the texture of your breath to be long, smooth, and even. Exhale your right foot back down onto your mat to join your left foot. Stand steady on both your feet, lengthening your spine. Inhale, walk your feet in towards the chair, coming to stand upright. Exhale, bring your hands by your sides and come back to stand in Tadasana. Breathe here, noticing the sense of strength, poise, and balance that this pose imbues. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose against the wall. For this pose, you will need a block and a wall. The block will help make the pose easier and safer for those of you with stiff backs, and the wall will give stability and alignment. Have your mat long ways against the wall, with the block at its tallest height at the end of your mat. Begin by standing in Tadasana against the wall. Cross your arms in front of you, bend your knees, and step your feet 4 feet apart. Bring your arms to shoulder height, ensuring they're in line with one another. Have your heels and spine against the wall. Inhale and turn your left foot in slightly, and your right thigh, calf, and foot out to 90 degrees. Your back left heel will still be on the wall, and your right heel will be slightly away from the wall so that it is in line with the instep of your left leg. Inhale and reach strongly out through your right fingertips as you move your hips to the left. Have the right side of your body in a straight line from your right hip to your right hand. Exhale and lower your right hand onto your shin bone while staying on the same plane. Bring your left hand onto your left hip and gaze straight ahead. Now bending your right knee, place your right hand onto the block and walk your left foot in closer. Raise your left arm, straighten your right knee, raising your left leg off the floor until it is parallel to the floor. Keep your left arm stretching straight with all your fingers pointing toward the ceiling. Extend your left leg away from your torso and the crown of your head to the front of your mat, creating space in your spine. Look up to your left thumb. Make sure that your weight is on your right foot, thigh, and hip, not on the block. The right shoulder needs to lift away from your right ear, with your right scapula sliding down the spine. Keep rolling your right inner thigh forward and moving your top buttocks to your bottom buttocks to create length in the lower back. To come down, bring your left hand onto your hip, reach vigorously through your left heel and bend your right leg until you come to lightly place the left foot on the floor. Straighten your right leg, coming back to triangle pose for a few breaths. To come up, press into your left heel and bring your upper body to vertical with your arms shoulder height. Bring your feet back to parallel, ready to come to the other side. Inhale, turn your right foot in slightly and your left foot out to 90 degrees. Your right heel will still be on the wall and your left heel will be slightly away from the wall so that it is in line with the instep of your right leg. Inhale and reach strongly out through your left fingertips as you move your hips to the right. Have the left side of your body in a straight line from your left hip to your left hand. Exhale and lower your left hand onto your shin bone to come into triangle pose. Bring your right hand onto your right hip and gaze straight ahead. Now bending your left knee, place your left hand onto the block. Straighten your left knee, raising your right leg off the floor. Raise your right arm, stretching your right fingertips up to the ceiling. Feel your left and right palms moving away from one another, creating spaciousness across your chest. Allow the texture of your breath to be long, smooth, and even, and your gaze to be soft, and your face to be quiet. This pose strengthens the abdomen, thighs, buttocks, and spine, which can help to relieve backache, particularly when practiced on a wall like this. When the sacrum is lengthened, the inner groins are stretched, which can help to relieve sciatica. The hamstrings, calves, shoulders, chest, and spine also receive a stretch, increasing flexibility into these areas. It improves coordination and a sense of balance, while helping to relieve stress and improve digestion. To come down, bring your right hand onto your hip, stretch through your right heel, and bend your left leg until you come to lightly placing the right leg onto the floor. Straighten the left leg, coming back to triangle pose again for a few breaths. Now to come up, inhale, and press into your left heel, bringing your upper body to vertical, with your arms at shoulder height. Exhale, and bring your feet back to parallel. Inhale and bend your knees, crossing your arms in front of you. Exhale and step back to Tadasana. Salamba Hanumanasana, supported front splits pose with blocks. For this pose, you will need a bolster, 2 to 3 blocks, and as many blankets as you may need depending on your flexibility. Take your bolster and blankets and place them long ways on the top end of your mat, making sure that everything is flat and even. Place one block near the back end to the left of your support. This will support the top of your left thigh and encourage lift. If you think you will need it, place the other 2 blocks on the ends of your support to give you more support for the arms. Come to kneeling and place your hands on your blocks or straight onto your support. Step your right leg over your bolster in between your hands. Pause here, bringing your hip bones parallel to one another so that they are both facing directly forward. Using your hands for support and keeping your hips as they are, slowly slide your right leg out until it is straight. The middle back of your right thigh will be resting on the bolster, and the block will now support the top of your left back thigh. Lift your left knee so that your left leg is now straight too. Roll your right inner thigh down to the floor so that your knee points directly to the ceiling. Roll your left inner thigh directly up towards the ceiling so the back of your knee also points directly to the ceiling. Descend your sacrum and lift your lower abdominals just above your navel back towards your spine. Bring your torso back so that your fontanelle is in line with your pelvic floor. Lift your chest and have both sides pointing directly forward. Elongate your front and back collarbones away from one another. Descend your scapulas into your sacrum and elongate the sides of your neck and the crown of your head to the sky. Fix your gaze straight ahead and breathe evenly. Allow your body to be spacious and your mind to be non-judgmental of yourself and where you're at today. To come out of the pose, bend your back leg, press your hands into your support, and slowly bring your right leg back to join your left. Move your back block over to the right so that it can support your right leg. Placing your hands on the support again, inhale and step your left leg over your bolster in between your hands. Take the time to check your alignment in your pelvis and then proceed. Slowly slide your left leg forward until it is straight and the middle of your back thigh rests on your support. The top of your right thigh will rest on the block and will be straight and lifted. Roll your inner thighs. Bring your torso to vertical as much as possible so that your fontanelle is in line with your pelvic floor, and look up. Allow yourself to be present in the pose, mentally as well as physically, connecting to your breath. It is an intense pose and the mind will want to run away from it. This is fine. This is what the mind does. Just observe these thoughts and feelings, building your witness consciousness. This pose is both a forward bend as well as a back bend. The front leg has a forward bending action and increases flexibility in the calves, hamstrings, and buttocks. The back leg has a back bending action and increases flexibility in the hip flexors, quadriceps, adductors, and abductors. As muscles always work in pairs, the opposite muscles that are being stretched on each leg are being strengthened. The pelvic region is receiving a great stretch and is being flushed with a fresh supply of blood, keeping the reproductive organs healthy. On your next inhalation, bend your back leg and bring your left leg back to your right. Come to kneeling in vajrasana with your hands on your thighs. Salambhasana, Locust pose. Begin by lying prone. Bring your forehead onto the floor and your legs together. With the tops of your feet against the floor, have your legs and arms straight with your palms facing skyward. Lengthen your lower back by drawing your navel towards your spine and tucking your coccyx in so that your coccyx feels as though it is moving closer to your pubic bone. Simultaneously, raise your head, chest, arms, and legs away from the floor. Squeeze your legs together whilst you maintain the extension in your back and up through your legs. Keep your arms straight and lift your armpit chest as you descend your scapulas towards the sacrum. Keep your breath flowing smoothly. Due to the position of the front of the body against the ground, there is pressure and a stretch to the abdomen, so this movement will help digestion. It can also give relief to those suffering from flatulence. When there is correct action in the lumbar spine, the lower back will be strengthened and made stable. Breathe here. Exhale now and release carefully down to the floor and rest for a few breaths, with your right ear on the floor. Dhanurasana, bow pose. Begin by lying on your stomach on your mat. Have your arms by your sides and your forehead on the floor. When you are ready, quietly bend your left knee and take hold of your left ankle with your left hand. Bend your right knee and take hold of your right ankle with your right hand. Exhale and pull the legs up by raising the knees off the floor. Simultaneously lift the chest off the floor by pressing the shin bones back toward the wall behind you. Rise up higher by lifting the feet as high to the sky as possible, lifting the chest and bringing the body into a bow shape. Neither the pelvic bones nor the ribs should rest on the floor. Instead, bring the body to rest on the abdomen. Have your knees hip-width apart with your inner thighs lifting up towards your groins. Lift and widen your pelvic floor and ensure that both sides are engaged evenly. Keep lifting your feet up to the sky, your arms straight and your breath flowing. In this pose, the skull and sacrum move towards one another because the muscles of the spine are contracting. This action builds strength in the spine muscles while creating flexibility in the front of the shoulders, chest, and fronts of the thighs. As the spine is flexing, the abdominal organs are able to find more space, while the kidneys and adrenals are squeezed and flushed. Now, with an exhalation, release your ankles, bringing your legs, feet, and chest back to the floor. Rest your cheek on the mat, relaxing here. Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow pose. Begin by lying on your back in Savasana. Bend your knees and bring your feet flat on the floor close to your buttocks. Have your feet parallel to one another with your toes pointing straight ahead and your heels hip-width apart. Bend your elbows and place your palms on the mat by your ears with your fingertips spread and pointing towards your shoulders. Move your elbows in toward one another so that they are pointing up to the ceiling and the space in between your shoulder blades is broad. On an exhalation, peel your pelvis and lower back off the mat, vertebra by vertebra. Inhale, lift your chest and place the crown of your head onto the floor. Exhale, press into your feet and lift your body up until your elbows are straight. Listen into your breath here, and if it is smooth and even, lift further into the pose by pressing into your heels and straightening your legs. Press the head of your shin bones down into your heels. Lift the backs of your thighs up to your lower buttocks crease and move the front of your thighs to your knees. Lengthen the back face of your sacrum to your knees and ascend both sides of your pubic bone up towards the ceiling. Broaden the spines of your scapula away from one another and press the lower tips of your scapulas into the back of your rib cage. To come down, bring the crown of your head onto the floor. Lower your upper back, lower back, and buttocks onto the floor. Bring your arms by your sides, straighten your legs one by one, and come to lying on your back in Savasana. Balasana, supported child's pose. Begin by sitting in vajrasana. Inhale deeply. Exhale, lean forward to place your hands on the floor in front of your knees. Make a gentle fist with each hand, one on top of the other, so that you can rest your forehead comfortably on your top hand. Create a stable base by spreading your big toe balls out to your little toe balls. Draw your outer ankles and your outer calf muscles in so that your shin bones can be firm against the floor. Keep your chest forward and your shoulders away from your ears to enable your neck to lengthen. Release the skin from the top of your forehead towards your eyebrows. This subtle action will soothe your brain, enabling you to tune in to your breath. Quietly lift your head, change over your hand position, and be here now for a few more cycles of long, smooth inhalations and long, smooth exhalations. With the head supported in this manner, tension through the neck and out across the shoulders will be relieved. Here, where the heart rests below the spine, the heart rate is slowed, so both body and mind are rested. Therefore, this is an ideal position to take after coming down from headstand or as a rest in between other challenging movements.
It is particularly useful for beginners or for those who tire easily. To come up, inhale. Carefully lift your head as you release your hands and move slowly back to sit in vajrasana. Extend from the base of your spine all the way up to the crown of your head, placing your hands again on your upper thighs.
Adho Jatara Parivartanasana. Revolved belly pose with legs bent. Begin this pose sitting in vajrasana. Now come to sitting on your buttocks with your knees bent and slowly roll down through your spine to a flat back, vertebra by vertebra. Bring your arms out to the side, palms facing upwards, and bend your knees to bring your shins up to vertical. Stretch your fingertips away from one another, lengthen the back of your neck, and soften your eyes, throat, and face. Keeping your knees and inner ankles together, exhale your legs over to your right. Keep your left shoulder on the floor and look to your left hand. If you are tight in your lower back and your knees are considerably off the floor, take a block or a folded blanket and place it under your knees. Again, check that your knees and ankles are stacked. The tendency is for the top knee to slide back. Keep pressing it forward so that it is directly above your lower knee. Ensure your feet are stacked with your inner heels pressing away from you, bringing your feet into a clear Tadasana position. Take long, smooth, and even breaths here, releasing the spine through the stretch. On an inhalation, inhale your knees and head back to center. Pause here, stretch your fingertips away from one another, lengthen the back of your neck, and soften your eyes, throat, and face. Keeping your knees and ankles together, exhale your legs over to your left. Keep your left shoulder on the floor and look to your right hand. Check that your knees and ankles are stacked. The tendency is for the top knee to slide back. Keep pressing it forward so it is directly above your lower knee. Ensure your feet are stacked and your inner heels are pressing away from you, bringing your feet into a clear Tadasana position. This simple knee twist is restful and excellent for releasing tension throughout the whole body. This pose stimulates your spinal nerves and eases lower back pain. It stretches your waist, hips, shoulder, and neck muscles. Twisting postures purify the body by stimulating the digestive system and flushing toxins from the body. This helps to remove any feelings of sluggishness. On an inhalation, inhale your knees and head back to center. Exhale, lower your legs and come to resting in Savasana for a few breaths. Ekapada Koundinyasana 1. Pose dedicated to the sage, Koundinya 1. Begin by kneeling in the middle of your mat in Vajrasana with your hands on your thighs. Turn your left foot so that it makes a 90-degree angle and sit on it. Now bring your right foot over to your left thigh, placing your foot on the floor, and bring your hands to your right knee. Stabilize yourself here. Inhale your right arm up to the ceiling.
Turn your chest and place your right palm on the floor in line with your right hip. Bring your left arm across your right thigh so that your right knee is by your left outer armpit. Lift your pelvis up so that you are resting only on the middle of your left upper arm. Inhale and simultaneously straighten both your legs. Keep bringing your chest and shoulders forward to balance the weight of your back leg. Breathe, straighten your left arm, and reach out through the balls of both feet. Exhale and lower yourself back to the floor, coming to sitting on your left foot, bringing your hands by your hips. Swing your right leg back around. Come to kneel in vajrasana with your hands on your thighs. Now turn your right foot so that it makes a 90-degree angle and sit on it. Bring your left foot over your right thigh, placing your foot on the floor, and bring your hands onto your left knee. Inhale your left arm up to the ceiling. Turn your chest and place your left palm on the floor in line with your left hip. Bring your right upper arm across your left thigh so that your left knee is by your right outer armpit. Lift your pelvis up so that you are resting on the middle of your right upper arm. Inhale and simultaneously straighten both legs. In this pose, the thigh pressing on the abdomen massages the internal organs. The twisting action rejuvenates the spine and the arms and shoulders gain strength. Exhale and lower yourself back down, bringing your hands onto either side of your hips. Swing your left leg around and come to kneeling in vajrasana with your hands on your thighs.
Salamba Shavangasana, shoulder stand. For this pose, you'll need 2 to 3 folded blankets. See the blanket folding segment if you are unsure. You'll also need a mat and a strap. If you are tight in the shoulders or have neck issues, use at least 3 blankets. Take your blankets and stack them one on top of the other at the top end of your mat with the folded edge facing away from you. Make sure that they are nice and flat. Take the bottom end of your mat and fold it over so that it comes to rest about 3 inches below the folded end of the blankets. This will give a nice flat surface for the shoulders, enabling you to see the imbalances of the body clearly. Ensure that the edge is straight. Take your strap and hold it up to your shoulders. You want the strap loop to be your own shoulder width. If it is too tight, it will cut off your circulation. If it is too loose, it won't give you any support. Place the strap on your arms, just above your elbows behind your back. Now lie down with your neck, shoulders, and back on the blankets. Rest the back of your head on the floor. Turn your upper arms out and stretch the inner sides of your arms from your armpit down to your little fingers. Exhale, raise your hips and buttocks off the floor to bring your legs over your head. Bend your arms and place your hands on your hips. Raise your legs towards the ceiling. Slide your hands further up your spine. Turn your fingers to point inwards, catching the sides of your index fingers on the back and scoop the skin towards your buttocks. Your hands will now be flat on your back with your thumbs pointing to the front of your body and your fingertips towards your buttocks. Your body is in a straight line. Only the back of your head, shoulders, and upper arms are resting on the floor. Extend your elbows away from your shoulders and press both elbows evenly in for support. Roll your biceps up toward the ceiling. Stretch the skin on your outer arms towards your elbows and lift the skin on your inner arms up into your armpits. Lift your entire ribcage out of your shoulder joints. Roll the top of your buttocks flesh up towards your heels. Lift your pelvis away from your lower rib cage, extending and lifting the spine further upwards. Stretch your inner and outer legs and feet towards the ceiling to create a sense of lightness in the pose. Release the palms and again scoop the flesh on your back upwards, stretching your body from your armpits to your toes. Stabilize here, taking long, smooth, and even breaths. Keep your gaze towards your heart center. Have your eyes, throat, and face soft. This pose is one of the most important yoga poses, and unless menstruating, it should be practiced daily. It relieves insomnia and soothes the nervous system, while improving the functioning of the thyroid and the parathyroid glands. It helps to relieve asthmatic symptoms, bronchitis, and palpitations. It helps to open the chest area and increases lung capacity. To come out of the pose, slowly bring your legs over your head onto the floor to come into halasana. If you are tight in the hamstrings, you can have a chair, bolster, or block to bring your feet down onto. Re-establish your hands, again scooping the flesh on your back towards your buttocks. Have your legs straight, lifting the back of your outer knees up toward the ceiling to increase the space between your navel and your diaphragm. Soften your brain cells and drop your eyes down into their sockets. Lift your sternum and chest to soften the front of your throat. If your throat is hard, your brain will be hard too. Straighten your arms. Take your strap off one arm at a time and interlace your fingers. Bend your knees in towards your ears, coming into Padasana. Release your hands and bring your arms back behind you to hold on to your heels. Soften your eyes into their eye sockets. Soften your throat. Soften your nasal passages. Relax your inner and outer ears. Breathe here, letting your senses draw inwards. If you can, lengthen the tops of the feet and shins onto the floor to come deeper into the pose. Fold the arms behind your knees, holding on to your elbows. Again, soften your brain cells, throat and eyes, and draw your senses inwards. Release your hands and slowly roll down through your back vertebrae by vertebrae. Take hold of your feet, tuck your chin into your chest, and keep rolling down until your buttocks come onto the floor. Bend your knees and bring your feet flat onto the floor. Slide yourself back until your shoulders come to rest on the floor. Bring your arms away from your body with your palms facing upwards. Relax your entire body and rest here for a while focusing on your breath and the sensation inside your body. roll over to your right side and then come to sitting, bringing your head up last. Quietly come to kneeling on your knees in vajrasana with your spine erect.
Adho Mukha Padma Paschimottanasana. Half-bound lotus, seated forward extension with a strap and a blanket. For this pose, you will need a folded blanket and a strap. Begin by sitting in Dandasana on the blanket with your spine erect. Bend your right knee and bring your shin as close to your chest as possible. Place your right foot on your left groin in half lotus. Now take your strap, and if it doesn't already have a loop, make a small loop in the end of it. Place the loop around the ball of your foot. Take your right arm behind your back and take a hold of the strap. Exhale and extend forward, taking a hold of your left foot with your left hand. Extend the toes of your right foot to help lift your outer ankle up and protect your knee. Press your right heel into your navel to help bring your right knee closer to your left knee. This will ensure that both frontal hip bones are parallel to one another and both your ischium bones are descending downwards onto your blanket evenly. Your left leg extends directly out of your left hip with your left foot in line with your left frontal hip bone. Draw a line from your left ischium bone to your left heel and allow this line to descend downwards. Elongate your inner left heel and big toe mound away from you, while pulling your little toe back towards you so that your foot is vertical and all your toes are in a line. Allow your right shoulder and rib cage to come forward so that your upper body is square. On your next inhalation, release your left foot and bring your trunk back to upright. Release your strap. Unfold your right leg and come to sitting in Dandasana with your spine erect. Breathe here, cleansing the body and mind of its previous actions. Inhale now, and on your next exhalation, bend your left knee and bring your shin as close to your chest as possible, opening your left hip. Place your left foot on your right groin in half lotus. Again, take your strap and place the loop around the ball of your left foot. Bring your left arm behind your back and take a hold of the strap. Exhale and reach forward, taking hold of your right foot with your right hand. Connect to your breath, surrendering deeper into the pose. In this pose, one leg is straight and one leg is in half lotus, with the spine coming forward over the straight leg. This coming forward over a held straight leg creates a stretch in the hamstring muscles and a strengthening in the quadriceps. Bending the opposite leg and dropping the knee towards the floor creates a stretch along the inner thigh and the inner and outer buttock muscles. While extending forward, the heel presses into the abdomen and the internal organs are squeezed. This creates a flushing effect of fresh blood into this area. This flushing cleanses and feeds the internal organs, aiding with the functions of digestion, reproduction, and elimination. On your next inhalation, release your right foot and bring your trunk back to upright. Release your strap, unfold your left leg, and come to sitting in Dandasana with your spine erect. Agnisthambasana, fire log pose with strap.
Begin sitting in Dandasana on a folded blanket with a strap lying flat underneath your knees. Bend your right knee so that your right foot is flat on the floor. Now bend your left knee and place your left shin so that it is horizontal on your mat and is lying on the strap. Take your right shin and lay it on top of your left shin so it too is horizontal. Now take both ends of the strap and click them together. Tighten the strap so that it is firm on the feet and the shins. Your left foot will be directly underneath your right knee and your right foot will be directly on top of your left knee. Place your right hand on your right knee and your left hand on your right foot. Sit erect for a few breaths, allowing your hips to open. On an inhalation, press your ischium bones down toward the earth and extend your torso upward, feeling the stretch from your waist through the crown of your head. Exhale and begin to fold forward from your pelvis so that you can come onto the frontal edges of your ischium bones. Allow the skin of your buttocks to move sideways and backwards. Breathe here, allowing your hips to open. On each inhalation, extend the groins, the ischium bones, and the back of the thighs further backwards. At the same time, elongate the lower abdomen, ribcage, spine, and head further upwards. On each exhalation, lengthen your trunk and head further towards your legs. Breathe deeply here, focusing on letting go of any tension felt in the hip, buttocks, or knee area. It is common for emotions to arise during intense hip opening and even feelings of nausea. Observe these physical and emotional risings, acknowledge them, and then let them go. Inhale and bring your body to upright. Release your strap, unfold your legs, and come back to sitting in Dandasana, ready to repeat on the other side. Now bring your legs into fire log pose again, but this time with the left leg on top. Clip the ends of your strap together and tighten the strap until it is firm around your feet and shins. Your right foot will be directly underneath your left knee and your left foot will be directly on top of your right knee. Place your left hand on your left knee and your right hand onto your left foot. Sit erect for a few breaths, allowing your hips to open. Exhale and begin to fold forward from your pelvis so that you come onto the frontal edges of your ischium bones. Pause here, allowing your hips to open. On your inhalation, press your ischium bones down towards the earth and extend your torso upward, feeling the stretch from your waist through to the crown of your head. On your exhalation, surrender deeper into the pose. This pose increases flexibility and releases tension in the hips, buttocks, groins, and knees. It increases circulation in the lumbar area, the abdomen, and the abdominal organs. The further one comes forward, the more the digestive organs are squeezed. Squeezing the organs and then coming out of the pose creates a flushing effect, which increases digestive function and helps to cleanse toxic buildup. On a purely physical level, it is an excellent preparation pose for Padmasana or Lotus pose. Inhale and bring your body to upright. Release your strap, unfold your legs, and come back to sitting in Dandasana. Salamba Ananda Balasana, supported happy child's pose. For this pose, you will need 2 blankets and a bolster or something of similar height. Place the blankets on top of each other across your mat to rest your head upon. The bolster goes in place to support your sacrum.
Begin this pose by sitting in front of your bolster in Dandasana. Now bend your knees and come to sitting on top of your bolster, using your hands to help lower your spine onto the floor and rest your head on the blankets. Bend your knees in towards your armpits and take hold of your big toes with your thumb, middle and index fingers. If you can't hold on to the toes, you can take a strap and place it around the sole of each foot. Position both your ankles over your knees so that your shins are perpendicular to the floor. Press your big toe mounds and inner heels up towards the ceiling and move your little toe mounds and outer heels down towards your knees. This action will ensure that your feet are flat like in Tadasana. Now push your feet up into your hands or your belts as you pull your hands down towards your body. This will do two things. Firstly, it will deepen the stretch in your groins. Secondly, it will open your chest more so that the breath can flow freely. Connect with your breath, noticing its texture. Is it smooth or shaky, long or shallow? Is it even or uneven? Witness the breath without changing the breath. Allow your eyes to soften into their eye sockets, the skin on your forehead to be broad, and your voice box to relax. Notice that when the body softens, the mind begins to quieten, and the texture of the breath naturally begins to change and harmonize with the state of the body and mind. We are body, mind, and soul. The body we can see, feel, and touch. The mind we know exists because we have thought. The soul is much more subtle. If the eyes are the windows to the soul, then the breath is the door to the soul. With the body in this position, the abdominal organs are being squeezed. When the body is released, the organs will be flushed with a fresh supply of blood, helping to aid digestive, excretory, and reproductive functions. In this pose, the inner groins receive a gentle stretch, also aiding in supplying the pelvic area and organs of the reproductive system with fresh blood. Because of this is a helpful pose for women suffering from infertility. The muscles that run along the back of the spine are gently stretched in this pose, as well as the spinal column, kidneys, and adrenals. This action helps to calm the nervous system and quieten the mind. Inhale, exhale. Now hug your knees into your chest. And bring yourself up to sitting, using your hands to come to sitting in Dandasana in front of your bolster with your spine erect. Supta Padangusthasana, reclining hand to big toe pose on a wall. Begin by sitting in Dandasana with your feet on the wall. Bend your knees and on an exhalation slowly roll down through your spine to come to lying on your back. Straighten your legs and lengthen your sacrum. Be here for a moment, feeling the length of your spine. Merge your inner heels into the wall so your legs are evenly active. Have both hip bones pointing directly to the ceiling. Extend through your left inner heel as you bend your right knee into your chest. Allow your right knee to move sideways as you take hold of your right big toe with your thumb, index, and middle fingers. Have your shoulders relaxed and your chest open. Move your left arm to shoulder height. Exhale and straighten your right leg as you extend your right foot to the ceiling. Keep your arms straight and your shoulders on the floor, relaxing the front of your throat and your facial muscles. Your left leg is straight and extends clearly from your left sitting bone to your left inner heel. Have all your toes on your left foot pointing directly to the ceiling. Descend the back of your left thigh down into the mat. And roll your left inner thigh also down into the mat. Your left leg is your anchor, so keep it strong and steady. From this anchoring, you can make the hips level. To do this, move the right side of your tailbone over to your left so that both sides of your sacrum are even and your sitting bones are level. Elongate both your inner heels and the crown of your head away from your pelvis so that you are elongating outward in all directions. Lengthen your waist, elongating both sides evenly, and soften your lower ribcage back towards the floor. Move the inside blades of your scapula down your spine and into the body, keeping your heart center open. Bring your awareness back to the breath, inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4. On your next exhalation, bend your right knee. Release your hand and straighten your right leg. Be here in upward facing mountain pose with feet on the wall and your awareness on your breath. Now bend your left leg into your chest. Take hold of your left big toe with your thumb, index and middle fingers. Move your right arm to shoulder height. Exhale and straighten your left leg as you extend your left foot to the ceiling. Keep your arms straight and your shoulders on the floor. Relax the front of your throat and your facial muscles. Breathe here, keeping your awareness deeply and completely on your breath. Anchor your right leg to the wall this time as you move the left side of your tailbone over to the right. Have both your hip bones parallel to one another and pointing directly to the ceiling. As the stretch begins to diminish, you may be able to bring the raised leg closer to your upper body. Only do this if you can keep your legs straight and clear and your shoulders relaxed. Let your eyes soften back into their eye sockets and broaden the skin on your forehead. Observe the tendencies of your mind. What are you thinking or feeling right now? Is this something that you often think or feel? By witnessing repeated patterns, you shed light on the shadow of unconscious conditioning. The hamstring muscles at the back of the thigh originate from the bottom of the pelvis. When these muscles are tight, they can pull the pelvis out of alignment, causing lower back pain. This pose is wonderful for those who suffer from lower back issues, as it helps to realign the pelvis and lengthen the hamstring muscles. The sciatic nerve is also affected by tightness in this area, as it runs from the pelvis through the buttocks and down through the hamstring muscles. Any poses like this one that stretch these muscles can help to relieve sciatic pain. On your next exhalation, bend your left knee, release your hand and straighten your left leg. Breathe here, on your back, feeling the whole of your back body on the mat. Inhale your chin into your chest and roll up through your spine to come to sitting in Dandasana. Savasana, letting go, relaxation. Congratulations, you've reached the relaxation. This part of the yoga experience will allow you to really take your awareness inwards. Here you will get a better appreciation for the real benefits of the yoga you've just completed. So let go. You deserve it after your routine. Lower your back, vertebra by vertebra, onto your mat, pulling the blanket over you as you roll down. And straighten your legs one by one. Bring the backs of your arms onto the floor about a foot away from your body with your palms facing up. Your feet are hip-width apart. Close your eyes by bringing your upper eyelids down, taking your eyes deep inside. The relaxation will bring you into contact with a deeper state of well-being, which is the very essence of your life. This is one of the most challenging poses as you learn to let go. So let the relaxation quieten your mind and let the thoughts pass that you want to let go of. To relax completely, you must first relax your body, and your mind will follow. The relaxation will leave you refreshed and nourished. You are now going to calm and relax the whole body. Take a deep, relaxing breath as you focus on the inhalation and the exhalation, and continue breathing with a deep, relaxed rhythm. Feel how the body is contacting the floor. Even weight on the right buttock, left buttock. Your feet hip-width apart. Left heel, right heel, contacting the ground. Right shoulder, left shoulder. The back of the hands resting gently on the ground. Settle into the position that is most comfortable for you. Feel free to adjust the position of the body if you don't feel completely comfortable. Inhale softly through the nose. Exhale out of the stomach and up the body. Raise your eyebrows to your forehead, then release and let go. Pull your shoulders up to your ears, then relax your shoulders away from the ears into the floor. Is your head positioned evenly? Now tighten your stomach muscles as tight as you can, then release. Take a deep breath into your abdomen and then release. Feel a tranquil sensation flowing gradually up the body from the toes to the ankles, moving up the calves to the knees, the thighs relaxing as the calmness moves into the hips and buttocks, softening the stomach and back. Progress up past the torso, into the shoulders, releasing the neck muscles, relaxing the eyes and jaw. Let go completely. You are now ready to embark on an inner journey. Relaxation, as with all poses, is something you will improve at every time you practice. As you get more experienced with this, the deeper you can relax. Relax and release the whole back of the body now. Eyes soft, cheeks soft. Release the tongue from the base to the tip. Let your tongue rest on your lower palate. With your mind's eye, look into your rib cage and watch the breath filling the ribs. Remember to guide the breath up the body from the stomach to the ribs. Then fill the upper chest and around the shoulders with healing oxygen. We will now take a few deep breaths together. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Inhale for 7. Hold for 3. Exhale for 7. Relax deeper. Hold for 5. Inhale for 8. Hold for 3. Exhale for 8. Let go. Hold for 6. Normal inhalation, slow, soft, deep exhalation. Observe the space at the end of the exhalation. Normal inhalation, gradually flowing, deep, tender exhalation. Every time you exhale, move deeper into the relaxation, surrendering to the exhalation completely. Your muscles completely relaxed. Your body soft and calm. Surrender. Relax. Continue to breathe deeply and slowly, and let your breath now take on a natural, deep, relaxed rhythm. Notice the pulsation in the base of your spine. Notice that the base of your spine moves forward on the out-breath and back on the in-breath. Breathe directly to the base of the spine, synchronizing the breath with the rocking that takes place there. Relax completely. You are now completely relaxed. In the quiet that exists at the end of the out-breath, relax deeply. As you release at the end of the out-breath, allow the relaxation to become longer each time. Feel the relaxation becoming deeper. Surrender. Let go. Relax. In a few moments, we will begin to move out of this pose. Slowly bring your awareness back to your body, gently opening your eyes and observe how you feel. Keep your gaze soft. In your own time, roll onto your right side. And come into a sitting position. Now carry this feeling of total well-being you've created here into your future. Practice yoga at least 4 times a week, and you will really see the benefit it brings to your life. Namaste.